Hello. So today we will talk about the adjectives. An adjective is a word that describes a noun or pronoun in greater detail by emphasizing its limits, pointing to a location, indicating ownership, and asking. So, familiar ba kayo sa laro na charades? 'Di ba para manalo kayo, kailangan mahulaan nyo yung tao na pinoportray ng kakampi nyo. Sisigaw kayo kung Filipino ba 'to? Amerikano ba 'to? Malaki ba yung mata nito? Maliit? Maganda ba 'to? Gwapo ba 'to? And so on. So, to further understand what is an adjective, let us head to the examples. The flowers are beautiful. Here, the one that is being described is the flower. So, what about this flower? It is beautiful, right? Next one. Rosa Maria has two gardens. The object that is being described here is the garden. What about this garden? There are two of them. There are kinds of adjectives, which will be our first topic. We will be tackling 10 adjectives, so let us head to the first one, the descriptive adjective. From the word itself, descriptive, you describe it. Its quality. Was it good or bad? Its size. Was it big or small? Its shape. Was it circle or heart? And its color. Was it orange, white, or red? If all of these are present in a sentence, the quality, size, shape, and color of the noun, they should follow this order. Limiting adjective, quality, size, shape, color, and participle. Examples. 6 tiny round objects were seen in that box. To know the adjective or adjectives, we should observe first what is being described. Here in the first example, the one that is being described is an object. What about this object? There are 6 of them. They are tiny, round, and white. We see that the sentence structure followed the order. Next one. Tina gave her friend a durable, small sized red t shirt. What is being described here? The t shirt. So, what about this t shirt? It is durable, small, and red. Okay, let us head to the second one, limiting adjective. Limiting adjective is used when we point something but we cannot describe it. This adjective also tells how many and how much. The articles that is used to modify are a, am, the, indefinite pronouns tulad ng somebody, someone, other, and enough, and some noun determiners tulad ng my, yours, his, hers, theirs, and whose. First example. The girl is looking at some ants crawling on the road. The limiting adjective here is some. It limits the noun ants by specifying that the girl is looking at a certain but unspecified quantity or group of ants. Next, the other table is unoccupied. The limiting adjective here is other, since it did not specify the exact location of the table. The third one is the noun adjective. We all know that a noun is a person, a place, or a thing, and an adjective is a word that describes a noun. Sometimes we use a noun to describe another noun. In that case, the first noun acts as an adjective and usually is in a singular form. Let us see in the examples. The apple green shirt can match with the light green bag. So, what is being described here? The shirt and the bag. Right. What about it? The shirt is color apple green and the bag is color light green and they match together. Remember that the noun as an adjective always comes first. In the word apple green, the noun that acts as an adjective is the apple. It is in a singular form. You cannot read it as apples green, right? Same goes with light green. You cannot read it as lights green. The correct form is apple green, singular form. Apple green and light green are ranges of greens. It describes how green is this thing, how green is this shirt, how green is this bag. So it was described as apple green and light green. Next, the baby pink dress is more attractive than the yellow green one. Here, we are talking about the dresses. Right, they are being compared. The baby pink one and the yellow green one. So again, these adjectives talks about colors. And the nouns, the first nouns are baby and yellow. Fourth in the list is the proper noun. Most adjectives are common adjectives like tall, big, noisy, and so on, just like what we have used earlier: yellow green, apple green. Those are called common adjectives, but proper adjectives came from proper names. The word is noticeable since they are based on names and therefore needed to be capitalized. They are mostly names of countries, continents, regions, and cities like Spanish, Asian, Visayan, Taclobanon, Mariqueño, Mariqueña. They could be names of famous people also, like Shakespearean, and they could be schools like Thomasian, Atenean, and Viscan. To further understand, let us see the examples. German leather is expensive. The one that is being described is the leather that originated in Germany. Dion likes Japanese food. The one that is being described here is the food that originated from Japan. The fifth one in this topic is numerical adjective. This adjective limits nouns and pronouns to specific amounts when used as adjectives. It has two types, cardinal and ordinal. The cardinal is used in counting and in stating quantities like 1, 2, 3, 10, 100, and so on. The ordinal, however, is used to indicate a place, rank, or position in a series, like first, fifth, seventh, tenth, and so on. Here are the examples. Cardinal. I only bought two pencils with me. The numerical adjective here is 2. The number talks about how many is the pencil that was bought. Since it stated the quantity or ilan yung lapis, it is considered as cardinal. Ordinal. Malena won the second prize. The numerical adjective here is second. The number indicates the rank of the prize that Malena received. Since the adjective describes the rank, it is considered as ordinal. Now we are here on the sixth kind of adjective, the indefinite adjective. Like the numerical adjective, the indefinite adjective limit nouns and pronouns by grouping them together or by saying how much of a quantity of something there is in a non-specific way. Instead of telling the exact number of the noun or kung ilan yung nakikita, they quantify it by saying or replacing the number with words like many, few, a lot, much, and so on. So let us head to the example. Each participant got an award in the competition. So, the indefinite adjective here that describes the noun is each. It talks about the particular number of participants that received an award in the competition. Okay, let us head to the next one. The movie is not much entertaining. So the indefinite adjective here that describes the noun is much. This does not talk about how many movies they have watched, but rather it talks about the quality of the movie. Now we are here to the seventh kind of adjective, the demonstrative adjective. This adjective does not describe nouns or pronouns. Instead, they are used to specifically describe or tell the position of something or someone in space or time. The demonstrative adjectives are this, that, these, and those. Examples. This heavy package belongs to my uncle. The demonstrative adjective here is the word this. It indicates that the package is being carried or just nearby. Okay, another one. The store sells secondhand books. The demonstrative adjective here is the word that. It tells the location of the store that is being pointed. The eighth part is the possessive adjective. From the word itself, possessive, it tells ownership. Who owns that noun? Who possesses it? The possessive adjectives are my, your, his, her, its, our, their, and whose. Example. This is my toy. The possessive adjective here is my. It talks about the ownership. Next, that dog is running to its owner. The possessive adjective here is its. This described the pronoun of a dog that is running towards its owner, towards the one who possesses him. We are close to finishing the first topic because we are here on the ninth adjective, the interrogative adjective. From the word interrogate, to ask, this adjective changes a noun or pronoun to ask a question. There are only three interrogative adjectives. They are which, what, and whose. Usually, for it to be considered as an interrogative adjective, the words whose, what, and which should be followed with a noun or pronoun. Example. Whose lunch is this? The interrogative adjective here is whose. It describes the noun lunch, to ask who the lunch belongs to. Next, I have 6 sandwiches. Which one do you like? The interrogative adjective here is which. It is used to limit the possible answers into 6. Okay, we are down to our last adjective, the quantitative adjective. This adjective solely focuses on how much or how many of something is being spoken. Some quantitative adjectives are much, little, some, sufficient, and exact. Example. Your grades show little improvement in English and math. The quantitative adjective here is little. It talks about the amount of improvement in subjects English and math. Next, we have sufficient food supply for this week. The quantitative adjective here is sufficient. This tells the amount of food supply that is exact for this week. Okay, now we have reached the second topic of adjectives. I am glad that you are keeping up with me. Since we have discussed the types or kinds of adjectives, we should know how it should be used. Because when more than one adjective comes before a noun, the adjectives are normally in a particular order. To easily remember the order, keep in mind the acronym DOSASCOMP. Do Sas Comp. It stands for determiner, opinion, size, age, shape, color, origin, material, and purpose. Determiner. Articles, number, and demonstratives are considered to be a part of the order of adjectives. They must always come before adjectives and the nouns they modify. Articles like the, and, number, 10, 50, or 2, demonstrative examples, this, that, and those. Next, opinion. Opinion describes what you think about something. Example: lovely, smart, sexy, pretty, ugly. Okay, the third one, size. It describes how big or small is something. Example: huge, small, petite. Fourth, age. It describes how old or young is something. Example: 50-year-old, 30-year-old. Fifth, shape. To describe the shape of something. Example: oval, square, circular, diamond. Sixth, color. Describes the color of something. Example: blue, green, gray, orange. Seventh, origin. It describes where the noun came from. Example: Filipino, Italian, French. 8. Material. It describes what a noun is made of. Example: silk, satin, metallic, so on. Lastly, purpose. It describes where the noun is used for. Example: I bought a driving car. So, what is the purpose of car? It is for driving. Another one: this pencil is for drawing. So, what is the purpose of the pencil? It is for drawing. Right. Okay, now let's proceed to other examples. Number 1. 10 outstanding Filipino students will be chosen for the cultural exchange program. Let us identify the noun that is being described. It is the students, right? What about them? They require 10 outstanding Filipino students. They limited it to only 10 and required a standard that should be outstanding and is only limited to Filipinos. Notice the order. I remind you, notice the order. The sentence followed do sas comp. Do sas comp. The following adjectives that were used are D, determiner, O, opinion, and O, origin. Number 2, he gave the small heart-shaped red balloons to his mother as a Valentine present. Let us identify the noun that is being described. It is the balloons. What about it? Small, heart-shaped, And red. It describes the size, shape, and color of the balloons. That is a present for his mother. Again, notice the order. The sentence followed do sas comp. Do sas comp. The following adjectives that were used are S, size, another S for shape, do sas, and color, c- color, c- color. Number three, a 60-year-old Chinese man was brought into the clinic. Let us identify the noun that is being described. It is the man, right? What about the man? He's alone. He's just one. A sick. He's just a one sick 60-year-old Chinese man. He is determined to describe his state as sick according to his year of age and origin. Again, notice the order. The sentence followed dosas comp. The following adjectives that were used are T, determiner, O, opinion, A, age, and O, origin. Congratulations, you have reached the last topic for adjectives, the comparison of adjectives. Comparing adjectives enables us to say whether a person or a thing has more or less of a particular quality. Adjectives have 3 degrees of comparison. It has it have Adjectives have 3 degrees of comparison. Again, three. These are the positive, comparative, and superlative. Positive describes a noun or pronoun without comparing it to anyone. Comparative compares two persons, places, things, or ideas. Comparative, compare, comparing two, only two. Superlative compares three or more persons, places, things, or ideas. Okay, let me give an example for positive adjective. Superman is tough. Again, Superman is tough. The noun is being described based on an opinion that he is tough. Now let us head to number two. Batman is tougher than Superman. Batman is tougher than Superman. Now there are two nouns here, and they are being compared to each other with one adjective, which is tougher. Last example. But Dr. Manhattan is the toughest of them all. Notice that there is one noun and a pronoun that are present. Dr. Manhattan is the noun, while the pronoun is the word all. The word all tells the noun that was said or mentioned previously, which are Batman and Superman, while there is only one adjective to describe them. It is toughest. And the toughest describes Dr. Manhattan. So, among them all, uh, among the those that were mentioned, Dr. Manhattan is the toughest. So to form the comparative, we use the er suffix with adjectives of one syllable, from good to better, soon to sooner, far to farther, many and more and most. They are considered as irregular. So let's skip that part. Worse, and same goes with worse and worst and bad. Let's skip that part. Less, lesser, happy, happier, lonely, lonelier, strict, and stricter. To form the superlative, we use the est suffix with adjectives of one syllable. We normally use the word the before a superlative adjective, just like the previous example. Dr. Manhattan is the toughest of them all. From good, better, best, soon, sooner, soonest, far, farther, farthest, less, lesser, least, happy, happier, happiest, lonely, lonelier, loneliest, strict, stricter, strictest. So that is all for adjectives. Thank you for listening.